Good morning, friends. I hope you're having a great day out there in your gardens. We're getting around to a few random projects today. Over the last few days, I've been switching my raised beds from summer flowers over to fall flowers. And then yesterday I cleared out all the straw flower from Grace's garden because I want to plant some bean teepees over there. So we're going to create some bean teepees together with bamboo. We'll plant out some pole beans. They're rattlesnake pole beans, which I absolutely love. Beautiful purple and green color. I'm dealing with some mosaic virus on both of my cucumbers, so I'm going to pull those out and trash them. So it's mainly going to be a maintenance day, but before we get down and dirty, I want to go ahead and pick a nice big bouquet of lisianthus, sedum, and ironweed. The other day I was re-listening to a podcast where Dave Dowling talked all about growing lisianthus for cut flowers, and he was talking about how to successfully get a second bloom off your lisianthus in the fall. And he primarily said to cut right above 2 sets of leaves. After cutting, re-fertilize the planting, keep it well watered, and if you do that, you should be able to get 2 more nice usable cuts from your lisianthus. I'll go ahead and link that podcast in the description section below. Dave Dowling is a wealth of knowledge, and I have learned an incredible amount from him over the years. Personally, I'm not going to try to get a second cut off of these lisianthus, but I'm going to cut them as he specified in that podcast. The reason being, you might be able to see right here that I did interplant my lisianthus with white pumpkins. So I'm happy with this one cut of lisianthus, and since I'm working in a smaller space, I want to go ahead and get 2 different crops out of this particular raised bed. And we did also have tulips in here earlier in the season, so I guess you could say we ended up getting 3 nice cuts from this bed. 2 cuts of cut flowers, and then I'm hoping to sell the white pumpkins at the flower stand with our white night sunflowers. I want to do a really bright and beautiful flower stand in the fall that's easy to see from the road. I think we also need some foliage, so why don't we go ahead and cut some of this baptisia. It's getting a little lanky here in the main flower walk, so we might as well go ahead and pick that. I feel like you can never have enough baptisia. It's so beautiful and elegant, and is a great replacement for eucalyptus. The first bloom that ironweed puts up is going to happen a little bit lower down on the branch. You can see this cut right here. That's where a bloom was. That bloom, since it was the first bloom, it's going to brown first. And then I like to cut it when the side branches just barely start to open up. If you cut it too soon, when it's like this, before it's even open, it tends to flop. So it seems like if you can grab it right as just a few of these side branches start to bloom, then it will give you a full week in the vase. Ironweed is also a great replacement for floss flower. If you don't want to grow that annual, maybe just consider growing some ironweed instead, and then you'll have it forever. I love these colors. How's that looking to you guys so far? This bouquet is sure to put a smile on anyone's face. We've got the Celeb 2 metallic blue lisianthus, the gorgeous native ironweed, the sedum, and we do have a little bit of baptisia too. Now I cut this and immediately arranged it outside, so the baptisia is melting down just a little bit, but if I properly hydrated that inside the home, it would be absolutely fine. So let's go ahead and get this inside now, and then we'll get started on making some teepee trellises for our beans. Now we're going to be working in an area of the garden which you probably don't see too much because it's a brand new garden. It kind of looks, well, like a hot mess at the moment, and I do have all of the shrubs planted in this area, but it's going to be about 3 years until they get to their mature size, and all of the shrubs that I put in this back portion of the border near the raised bed gardens are really ginormous shrubs, 9 to 12 feet tall and wide. So right now I have tons of holes to fill in. So I've been filling in with cut flowers. I had gladiolas and straw flower here, and I had some dahlias, but I've cleared all those out. They were just getting really tired, and now I'm going to utilize this space for beans. So to start, let's just work this area a little bit. It's still slightly compacted from when we did the library construction. This is where all the construction vehicles entered and exited from. If I tried to push those bamboo poles right into this hard ground, I wouldn't be able to get them down too far. That's good. Now I'm going to stick 3 of these bamboo posts in. I'm going to push the soil down near the base of each pole. Now let's take some yarn or twine and secure the top of these 3 poles together. I'm going to go ahead and weave the yarn around each post, creating a grid pattern for the beans to grab onto. And now I'll just tie this off onto itself. Now that we have our trellis assembled, we can go ahead and plant our pole beans together. We're going to be growing rattlesnake pole beans. These are a beautiful purple and green pole bean. When you cook them, they turn green, just like all beans. Even if you grow a purple pole bean or a purple runner bean, when you cook it, it's gonna turn green. I've grown this before at work, and here it's very vigorous, easy to grow, full sun, plant the seeds 1 inch deep, and then walk away. This says to plant them 4 inches apart. I'm gonna space them actually a lot further apart than that. I'm gonna do more like, I would say 12 inches, just 1 at the base of each pole. If you want to make bean teepees but you don't have any bamboo on hand, just grab whatever branches you have around your property. Maybe you have some pussy willow that needs trim that you could use, maybe some cherry or some birch. Anything will suffice. I can pop a link down in the description section for these bamboo posts, but honestly, if I didn't have them, I would just be cutting willow from our front yard and making the posts out of willow. Creating bean trellises is such a fun, easy, and free project, and it's also a great way to just fill in some bare spots. Maybe you're in a situation like me where you're waiting for a new planting to fill in, but you don't want to spend extra money on annuals or perennials to fill in the space when you know that if you just wait 3 years, it's going to fill in all on its own. So adding in these bean teepee trellises is a great way to fill in the space, get another crop from this area, and also get some privacy for free right here as well. So I'm really excited about this. I also did pop in 3 anemones that I want to show you. I did want to add in an understory layer to this shrub border that I'm creating over here. So let me show you that, and then we need to collect some foxglove seeds as well. I did space these anemones pretty far apart in the hopes that they'll fill in, or thinking that I'll just go ahead and divide them maybe next season. So they're called frilly knickers. I could not pass up that cultivar name. 18 to 24 inches high. Isn't this interesting? It says the spread, what's it say there, Grace? It says the spread's only 9 to 18 inches. That seems like it's already about 12 inches right now. And every time I read about anemones, it says how they take over an area. So we'll see what happens with that. The foxglove is scattered all throughout the garden, and some of them have started to go to seed. Once the pods turn brown, we can go ahead and harvest the seed. So let's just go ahead and snip this off, and then I'm going to shake it over a paper towel. Off just one foxglove head, I got at least $20 worth of seed. That's probably 4 seed packets on the Johnny's website right there. So now let's get these in envelopes and save them for next season. I'm super excited to do lots of seed saving this year. The only thing else I need to do today is rip out my cucumbers. I think I'll just show some footage of what the cucumbers look like at the moment. They have cucumber mosaic virus. That's not a curable virus, so I'm just going to pull out those plants. And I think I'm going to plant some corn cockle there instead. Hopefully I can get my hands on some white corn cockle seed to go along with the white night sunflowers. Well, friends, I'm going to wrap up today's video here. I want to wish you a wonderful day out there in your gardens, and I'll see you sometime out here in the hot sun and humidity real soon. Bye.